This is the Fall River meeting of the Fall River Commission on Disability for Thursday, January 9th, 2020. Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived, by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. Any public input?
There is none at this time.
None at this time. Roll call.
Chairman Dennis Pelosi,
Here.
Vice Chairman Debbie Pacheco,
Here.
Commissioner Sergeant Michael Thor,
Here.
Commissioner Lisa Silva,
Here.
Attorney Gary Howiett.
Here. Okay. Next, we have two sets of meetings that need to be approved. The first one is for the meeting of September 12th, 2019, or last year. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of Thursday, September 12th, 2019.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The next, we need to approve the minutes for Thursday, November 14th, 2019.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of Thursday, November 14th, 2019.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And the next item, we have guest presenter, Maria Torres, Assistant Principal for Technical Affairs at Diamond Regional Technical Vocational High School in Fall River, and Nancy Munson from Bristol Elder Services, who are in charge of a program called the Purple Table Program at Room 251 at Diamond Regional. You know the rest. You guys can come up to join us at table.
So Dennis, Maria's to your right, and then to Maria's right is Nancy, okay?
Thanks. And I'm going to turn the floor over to Maria Torres.
Thank you, Dennis. Well, thank you for having us here this afternoon. Before I begin, I'm actually going to defer to Nancy, where she can actually explain the Purple Table, the actual program, and their involvement with Bristol Elders, and then how we transitioned and became part of the program.
Thank you.
So, in the interest of time, I don't want to go back too far, but I would like to start with how we started this. Remember 3 years ago?
Oh.
We started a program called Dementia Friendly in Fall River. And that's because we at Bristol Elder Services really promote community-based care. And what we learned is one of the biggest challenges to people staying at home was dementia or Alzheimer's disease. So we got a group together, we had a big stakeholders summit, and we started out on this mission to train businesses how to become dementia friendly. Fall River has indeed been declared dementia friendly. It's official. And as we were doing that, we realized we did about 70 businesses in the city where the employees know how to speak to people who might present with dementia or Alzheimer's disease, how to interact with them, make them feel comfortable. And then we realized that there was more that we could do. We heard about a movement that was started by a restaurateur here in Massachusetts, and the restaurant is called the Red Raven. And her mother had Alzheimer's disease but loved to go out to eat. And she realized that as her mother declined, she was having difficulty doing that. So she started this movement called the Purple Table, which accommodates folks with any sort of accommodation. So much as you might see a ramp going into a building to accommodate people who need a wheelchair, this accommodates people with things such as post-traumatic stress syndrome, Alzheimer's disease, dementia, autism, anything at all, people with hearing loss, vision loss. The movement itself is very simple. The restaurants that decide to get involved set aside a table. It's not purple. It doesn't look any different from any other table, except that it's in a part of the room that has better lighting. It's a little more quiet. It's not usually next to the bar. And then what they do, and where it comes in with what we did with Diamond and 251, is the people who are the wait staff are trained. And it's a very simple communication training that takes less than an hour. And the people there's going to be one wait staff at that table. So there's nothing that's clanging, clinking, interfering. And the menu may be smaller so that there's less interference with people having to make a lot of decisions. So we had worked with Diamond when we were talking about dementia friendly, and we worked with the health services group to work with those students so that when they go out into the community, they would perhaps come across someone with dementia and just know how to interact with them. We did the same thing with 251, where we went in and we talked with Maria and principal and superintendent and talked about could we do the same thing at 251. There are actually 2 other restaurants in the area, Mar Raffas in Somerset and the Galley Grill at White's, are both dementia purple table. There is an app, but not, I don't think locally we use the app. People usually call to make a reservation and they just say they want the purple table. That way, when they go in, the restaurant is kind of expecting them, and they can have a better dining experience. So, I mean, I think that's it. We do have a grant from United Way that allows us to have gift certificates. So what we're doing is we go to groups like places that have caregiver support groups, places where people work with young folks who might have some trouble eating out, and we can give those gift certificates out so that people can maybe try the restaurant and then say, gee, we can still go out, we're not isolated, and then maybe go on their own. And I think that's, from my perspective, I think that's it in a nutshell.
Right, so it was great because we already had a partnership with Bristol Elders with the dementia training for our health assisting students who become certified as dementia trained healthcare professionals. So it was a natural transition to have Diamond Regional just partner on this second half of this training and partnership with Bristol Elders. For us, it's been wonderful. The student population that received this training wouldn't typically have received this training had it not been for this Purple Table program. Health assisting, it's a more natural transition as part of their curriculum. It doesn't tend to be part of the curriculum for hospitality or the food trades, and it should be. It should just be included as part of it. So it was wonderful to introduce our students to that aspect of it. And then the other piece that it also offered our students was so many of our students have aging grandparents. So from a personal standpoint, they learned skills that they can now apply at home with their own family members. Maybe be a little bit more patient, a little bit more understanding of, what is going on, parents that have served in the military or family members that have served in the military, to be able to understand that aspect and that side of things. So Bristol Elders came into school. They trained our students in the Purple Table protocols and dealing with individuals that are suffering either from dementia or post-traumatic stress or, any of those types of conditions. And how do you handle that? What do we need to look like? For us, we have a one-room dining space. We're not similar to a restaurant that may have little vignettes to dine in. So we designated an area that was well lit by our windows overlooking a patio, so that there isn't like a lot of activity going out there, but it's a little calming for them. And to date, we've only had one reservation, so I think, and I'm hoping that this will bring more awareness to the program and more people will sign up for it, but they did call in and request the purple table. And again, as Nancy mentioned, it's one server working with that one table. We don't have multiple people going over. And so it's been wonderful. It's been a wonderful partnership for Diamond Regional.
Can you go over what the purple table protocol is? And also, do people have to specify, for example, when they call, whether it's an individual with autism spectrum disorder or if it's a person with dementia or something like that?
So the students are aware, and the hostess that answers the phone is aware that if someone is calling and reserving the purple table, it's one of those conditions. So they don't have to disclose it. Sometimes I would imagine they can't if they so choose, but they're not asked. It's not a question that is asked. And Diamond's dining room, room 251, is open for breakfast from 8 to 10, so they could come in for breakfast. And then it opens from 11 to 12:15 for lunch. We are not open for dinner. So when they would call, they'd say, I'd like to reserve a purple table, and they would just say how many people they were reserving it for. And we do recommend the reservations because we do have groups in the city that will rent out or use the dining room. And so we're at capacity, so we always want to make sure that people are calling, to make sure there's a seat.
And the restaurants can designate a time that they know is not, they usually wouldn't choose Friday or Saturday evenings. They would usually choose like 11 to 4 on certain days of the week so that they can give the attention and it can be quieter.
Right. Again, for us, we're small. We're not a typical restaurant, but if we so chose, we could limit the time.
I know that some of the restaurants that you mentioned, one is in Somerset and one is in Westport. Are there any plans to expand to other restaurants in Fall River, the city itself?
I keep saying I'm about to announce one, but I haven't been able to. The owner and I have not caught up, but I know when we met several months ago, he was ready to sign up then. So I do hope within the next 2 months you will hear of a restaurant in Fall River. And certainly we will work with any restaurant that is, that we try to make it easy by saying that the curriculum takes about an hour, because we know time is money, especially for restaurants. So we will go anywhere if a restaurant is interested.
And at Diamond Regional, it's posted on our website. So anybody accessing the website will see that we're a Purple Table restaurant, and we also have the logo on our window. We have the decal on our window, so individuals that are just dining have the opportunity to see it and say, what is the Purple Table? Why do you have that there? So
There is a website from the restaurant owner, the Red Raven, and they list all of them. There are only about 17 across the country, and I think to have 3 in our
In this
area
area.
is really
Yeah,
impressive.
that is
So
wonderful.
we're trying to get more.
What have you done to get the word out? Because I work with the elderly and I have never heard of this. I think it's awesome, but I'm not too sure.
I know, we really have...
Have you hit maybe nursing facilities, assisted livings? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm not
'Cause
I'm not
I'm
running
just-
out there. We really count on, I think the newspaper in Fall River has done a really good job.
That's how I found
And
out.
That's how he found out.
some of the radio programs on WSAR that we speak frequently at. Other than that, our website, we have brochures, we also count on the restaurants to do it when they are like Maria said about 251, if a site has a website, they could be putting it on.
So I just think, because I work at a nursing facility and with individuals, obviously, that have dementia, and we offer spaces so that they can eat with their families, because it is overstimulating to go and
Right.
take these individuals out. So it would be great for them to know, that there's a place literally right down the street where they can take their family member out of the facility and, enjoy a meal together in a quiet environment. So I
You can
think that's
certainly
awesome.
leave your literature.
Yeah, I would definitely like that.
I think part of the problem is that there's not that many right now locally, especially in Fall River. You have room to do one that's for breakfast and lunch. So I think as more businesses reach out to you and want to become a purple table, I think that'll really expand and hopefully families will
Or
take advantage.
if you go to a restaurant and they express any sort of interest,
Yeah.
we can easily follow up.
And what would be the best contact information that you'd want us to share? Would be, like, I
I've
have
got-
your card,
you
but,
have- Yeah, my card.
yep, you're
My
the
card.
person.
I'm the person.
You're
and I-
it.
And I've got the one-page flyer, and, yep, my contact information is
This
there
is just an
also.
idea. I don't know if this is
Sure.
workable or not, and I don't want to speak out of turn. But I'm wondering if there's some info that could be put on the bottom of the screen as this meeting is being aired on FRGTV, if there's any way they can run it, a contact information on the bottom of the screen or something like that. I don't know how it works, but
We can definitely
I'm just
explore.
wondering if that's a possibility.
Sounds good.
And I'm wondering if we, as for the city part, on our, because we have a piece for the Commission on Disability, if we could kind of put some information on there about this opportunity, so that way, as people are accessing the website, they'll know about it, and we'll know who to contact, so maybe we can check in with Dawn and
And put it in the city website.
put it on the city website, so.
For us, I know that we were very fortunate in having this partnership already with Bristol Elders,
Right.
which allowed us to be able to introduce this. So,
Awesome.
That's
No,
great.
It sounds really exciting. It's nice to know, so. And it sounds like it focuses not just on dementia, like the training focuses on all these different
Correct.
types
All,
of
anyone who would need a special accommodation.
That's great, which I think is important. I think about families with children on the, ASD
Right.
and wanting to go
Exactly.
out. I
Right.
think that's huge, so.
yeah. And I think for the restaurant staff, and including our students, like I said, they're learning a skill that's they're taking with them far beyond just working in the
That's right.
restaurant, that they can apply in their own personal life.
And unfortunately, it's a skill that more and more are going to need to know.
Yeah.
It
Because
is.
dementia and Alzheimer's affects people from age of 40 all the way up.
Yeah.
It's a difficult thing.
And, they're dealing with their family members or their friends, but even just being in the community, just as a regular citizen. And if you haven't been trained, or if you haven't been trained to recognize some of the symptoms and some of the behaviors of people in those groups, you can be judgmental, and
Right.
critical, impatient. So the training is not just for their workplace. It reaches far beyond their workplace.
And sort of as an aside, not for this meeting, but I can send anyone who's interested, if you're the contact, a list of the businesses that we've been to.
Oh, good.
Because like the Y, the library, the councils on aging.
Oh, that'd be great.
Some of the housing authority personnel, I can't think, a lot of the banks.
Okay.
So there are all of those businesses here in the city that have been trained.
That would be great. I think
One
that'd
of
be
the
a great
things that we've
resource.
discussed is also training our students in some of the service departments. So in the automotive industry, our construction trades, our plumbers, electricians, because they're providing services, their customers, going into customers' homes. And some of these individuals are from that demographic, and they too need to know how to interact with them. So we're going to be offering this training to many of our other programs.
That's amazing.
That's so important.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
having
very
us.
much.
You again.
Yes,
You're welcome.
we
Been a while.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Do you have her card already?
I have a card. Oh, good.
Next is under work
Do
group,
you have a flyer? Doesn't it take a
ADA. I'm
picture?
going to ask Tammy to come up and join us at the table.
Howdy.
Howdy. How are you? Yo. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Healthy New Year.
Yes. Let's hope.
Am I disconnecting any wires here?
No,
No, you're good.
Not
Okay.
yet.
So under ADA, just want to know if there's any updates. Since our November 14th meeting with the presentation with the transition plan and self-assessment, and if there are any updates in that department?
That has been officially filed with the Massachusetts Office on Disability as of December 10th, 2019.
Yay,
We
good.
finally have our
Congratulations.
municipal,
Filed their report, December 10th.
yeah, the
With
ADA
ADA.
self-assessment and
Oh, I see.
transition
Yep.
plan
Yep.
is officially on file.
So that when the future municipal grants come out, they'll have our documentation.
We have an application in right now for the second piece of the grant, which is the project piece that we now qualify for. So we're waiting to hear, to see if we have been approved for that. And what we'd like to do is upgrade the council hearing room downstairs and
Right.
make that more ADA accessible.
That would be great.
So that's my update for now.
Very good.
Any update on signage and braille signage and so on for this building?
We are working on that. So we should probably see something transpire very soon. We're, a little behind because of the holidays and such, but I know we have some samples in to approve, and we have some funding put aside for that in our departmental budget. So maybe by your next meeting, we'll have an update on that.
That would be great.
That would be great. Anything else? Policies? Madam Vice Chair.
No updates at this time?
You all have the budget report for December, I believe.
Correct.
Do you want to read that out?
Sergeant, do you want to report out on the finances?
Certainly. Cash on hand as of June of 2019 was $288,396.69. The revenue coming in as of December was $68,725. Expenses, which were for the Disability Awareness Day and police reimbursements, was $66,093.51, which gives us a current cash pool of $291,028.18.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything on outreach?
Nope, nothing going on right now.
We should be getting back into
Now the holidays are
business now
over.
the holidays.
Yep.
Old business, any old business?
Nope.
New business. The next meeting will be Thursday, I'm drawing a blank, February 13th?
Yes.
Okay. And it's scheduled to be SRTA, but there might be a change, and I'll let everybody know about that. So is there any other new business? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.